Okay. All right, we're live. Got it. I have something in the chat. What's in my chat? Okay. Oh, it's Misty. Hey. All right. So again, welcome. My name is Ronita. I am a Purposeful Point and I teach paint parties. I'm mobile, so I come to you, but I do enjoy hopping on and painting live. So today we're painting, I call it redwoods because of the red. And like I said, I've been experimenting with AI. So I kind of like, hey, AI, create for me an image of a picture of, I said trees with large red leaves. And um, it actually spit out 3 different images, which I love them all, but I like this one the most. So this is the one we're going to be painting. So welcome to the world of AI. So if you guys haven't used AI before, now you can say you have. So I'm trying to slide my easel up so you guys can see the bottom. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. So I am going to start with my largest flat brush to paint my background with my yellow and my white. I'm actually kind of going to start with the yellow first and kind of leave some patches in my background to add in the white. You can see how it does. It's not even. I want it to kind of be mixing that up a little bit, or uneven, I guess we could say. So I had, I was hoping to get all of it in. It may or may not make it. But okay, so I'm starting with my largest flat brush. You grab yours or whichever works best for you. And we're going to dip it in our yellow. Actually, I'm going to squirt my paint on my canvas. And then dip my brush in water. I want to wet it a little bit so it helps to move the paint around on my canvas or my paper. Where I am painting on 11 by 14. You're welcome to use whichever works best for you. I'm on paper, but it's 11 by 14. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. And like I said, I'm not going to really worry about covering like a solid coverage for my background. Like I said, if you've seen the my example, there's some spaces that are kind of lighter and darker. And I am going to use white to kind of make some lighter spots. But really, if you just try to cover it and leave some areas that are a little lighter, you don't necessarily have to use the white. So, hi, Amy. So we're just getting started. We're using yellow. I'm going to be using some yellow and white for my background. And then for my trees, I'm going to use red and black. So we're using 4 different colors. Now I'm just trying to spread my paint out. I had a lot of paint on my canvas. And we don't necessarily have to cover the whole canvas. There's a section down here in the bottom corner that's covered, that's red, and you really don't have to worry about painting in that area or having that one covered. So my focus is going to be mainly the top and then this corner here on this side. I'm going to leave this one open. And if you do cover it, it doesn't matter. We're going to paint that red on top. So right now, my focus is just to get my canvas covered. And again, it doesn't have to be a solid coverage either, guys. Diane, you have yours covered already?
I was muted. I was waiting to see where to put the white.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I'm probably gonna see where it's lighter here. I'll just put some white there. Like I said, we're just kind of intermittent so that it's not a solid skyline. I just want it to kind of be intermittent.
Hi, Renita. This is Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Been away for a while.
I know, I know. I was like, okay, I recognize that name.
Are you using gold or yellow ochre?
Yellow ochre.
Okay.
That's the name I was trying to remember is yellow. Mine's actually is called yellow oxide, but in most books it's called yellow ochre. Hey, Eva.
Now that the hubby has gone with the puppy, I can now, picture, and the TV's off, all the noise. Had a very long day.
This
So
is a
I
great
know what,
thing,
yes, I
great
know what to do with
opportunity to
the
relax.
white.
There you go.
This is what you do with the white.
Now I'm adding some to my palette now. I'm just gonna it's kind of intermittent. If you look at my example, just kind of so that kind of break the sky up a little bit. And we're going to add it mostly probably in the areas that are a little bit lighter. And I did not rinse the paint out of my brush because I want it to kind of blend if that is an option for me. And try not to be even. I don't have it spaced evenly. I don't want you guys to be like a line here, line here, line here. The goal is to kind of make it look kind of like the sky. It's kind of streaky. There you go. It's kind of streaky. Doesn't have to be solid. And let that dry for a little bit. So when you get the back covered, you want to ease up a little bit so it can start drying. Now, the fun thing about this is, of course, the red and the yellow, it's fine if it kind of blends, even if your background is still kind of wet, if it blends a little bit, that's fine. It doesn't hurt anything because the yellow and the red are in the same color family. So that is fine. I'm grabbing my paintbrush. So for my treetops, my next step is going to be, I'm going to add my treetops. And my treetops, I'm still using a flat brush, but it's just a smaller. I'm not sure what size this is. It'd be nice if I had a ruler. I know I have one because, back in the day, the kids always needed a ruler, so I always had them. But now that they're older, I don't ever hear them talk about needing a ruler. All right, so it's not handy. So I'm not going to stress about that, but this side. So basically, if you think about your treetops, what's the size? And if you can see, look at my brush and look at the treetops, they're exactly the same width as my brush. So you think about that. What do you want? How big do you want those treetops? So if you want a bigger leaf, you can use the same brush that you use for the background. If you want the leaves to be larger, like I said, when I was creating this image in AI, I said, AI, create for me an image of a painting with a yellow background and large red leaves on the trees. And I think I said some sparse trees. I didn't want a full tree. I can't remember what I typed in there. I'm not really good at words, so I'm still struggling a little bit with prompts for AI to create images. But I guess I did well enough to get this image, and I thought it was gorgeous. So that's what we're painting.
I agree. It looks great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's two Amy's. All right. So yeah, it was exciting. It sold out. Actually this one sold out, but of course, lots of people did not show up, but it showed up. It sold out. It's a cute painting. So now I'm gonna grab my red and put that on my canvas for my red. Now I do have the red that I'm using is a darker red. You can also use the brighter red, but I am using a darker red. Whichever red that you have, what works for you. And again, if you want to change the trees, something different. If you want to do green, it's entirely up to you. Okay. I had to watch my video again. Glad I record myself. So we're going to grab our red. Go ahead and wet your brush and dab it on the paper towel. I don't want it to be sopping wet. Just touch it to the paper towel so it won't, I don't want the water to run down my painting. So I'm going to probably start, let's see, where I started the tops of my trees. It looks like it's about 1/4 of a way down my painting, right over to the side where I said I left some space that I knew was going to be covered up. So about 1/4 of a way down is where I'm going to start adding my, still be in the picture there. Let me know if that's enough light. It seems so dark. I can turn on another light, but a lot of times the way it hits the painting, the reflection, it doesn't show well. I don't know if that helps any yet or not. I just reposition my light. Okay, so now I'm dipping my brush in my red paint. And like I said, I'm starting about 1/4 of a way down and just basically just kind of dabbing that paint. Kind of forming treetops. Come on down. And some of my dabs are going to be darker than some are lighter, and that's okay with the variations. This will be a nice fall painting as well. Maybe the fall and do some may add some oranges and stuff like that. And also I'm using this flat brush, but I'm thinking the way that is, if you had a filbert brush would work great as well. So I'm not sure if you guys have any of that as familiar. If you don't have the filbert, the flat brush is just fine.
Is the filbert the same as the fan brush or similar to?
No, it's It's more like the flat brush, but it has some,
Okay.
it's kind of oval shaped and it has some shorter, the ones
Okay,
in the
I
middle
know
are
what you mean.
longer. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I was trying to find one and I have one, but it's in pretty poor shape. But that's my filbert brush. And again, if you use the flat brush, it gives you the exact same, you can get the same effect. It's just, it's more domed, kind of a circular at the top. So it's not, I don't use the filbert brush a lot. I actually use it in my personal paintings more than I do in the with teaching the painting. So, and the only difference really is that the shape of the that goes down on the. Now, how far did I come over? That's about as far as I came over for the. And if you want to come all the way over, that's fine. There's no set. And I don't want to be too uniform, like dot all the way across, make it even. Make sure you're not doing that to make it uniform. If I'm dabbing the paint over here on here, and then you dab a line all the way across to where it's even. We want to mix it up. My favorite line is that we're imitating. This is abstract, but we are imitating nature, and nature is not exact. There are sometimes that the trees do grow kind of uniform, especially like on the street where they're planted by man, not grown naturally, that they look that they can be kind of a even. But if we're out in the woods, this one is more out in the woods, and so it's going to be more natural and not exactly even. And you can make those that your as dense, or break it up as much as you want. So I'm coming down just a few. The closer I get to the bottom, the less that I have, less leaves.
It'd almost be Japanese maple.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I didn't, I'm always trying to figure out what to title these things. And I Google a lot of stuff, and I Googled it, and that's where I got the name from Google.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, it is red trees, but just the way you're brushing it now, I'm going, oh, we could almost, if you want to make it a spring one, it would definitely fit Japanese maple because they're
Yes.
very red and a lot of them do droop like that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
perfect. And so now I'm gonna go down here. You guys can see here at my bottom where I just kind of more red there. And I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave some area for the black. Again, if you do go over that, that is fine. If you take red all the way down, because the black is gonna cover up everything. And that's the fun part about this one. If the red is not dry when you add the black, it's okay. If it mixes, it's not going to change anything. So I'm gonna I'm gonna paint the red areas down, but now in the top of it, I'm gonna make sure that it's still the top of the red section. I'm still gonna make sure it has the same shapes as the treetops at the top, because this is basically maybe some trees in the foreground, in the background, not foreground, the background. So I'm going to bring that down, and it's going to come at an angle. I'm bringing that up. Now, I'm not going to take it all the way across the tree line anyway. I like the texture that I see in it. And I'm going to bring this over, and over here, I'll probably put more red in it, bring it on down. But that section there is probably going to be more, this section and this bottom here is going to be more black. So I'm not going to worry too much about that being. And then even if I did actually still come back on top of the black with some red, so that gave it some variations, more texture as well. And there is a section that we went over here on the other corner where I brought that red all the way across. And now that is kind of a line, but it's uneven. You guys can see where I brought that over on the other side, kind of yeah, back here, couple lines, kind of thick here. Now, the thing about this now, already I can see that my example is not exactly like my example is not exactly like what I'm working on now. So that's like, hey, I'm just basically creating another scene. So you can paint this again and have something something different, like like a series of paintings that are kind of similar, but different. So because right now it's different, and I still love what I have here. So it's working out for me.
I'm just curious, what is the blotch of red on the bottom with the red extended to the other side? Is that leaves that have fallen, or?
It was the picture from AI.
Okay.
It's the bushes. It's the rhododendrons.
Yeah, just I don't know. It was almost kind of like I won't say the skyline because it's not in the sky, but like maybe in the back, like maybe that's a pond and reflection of yeah, I'm not even gonna say it's a pond. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what that computer was thinking. Now our next color is going to be black. You can go ahead and while we wait for everybody to catch up, put that black on your palette. The black is good. So this is Eva says she had a rough day. This is a perfect opportunity to, and this painting is so straightforward. It's not a lot to it, so perfect,
but elegant.
Find.
But elegant.
Yes, yes.
Ronita, what brush are you using for your tree trunks?
So you can use your pointer brush. I do have my pointer brush here. Or for me, you know, guys, I like that my flat brush, and to turn it vertical and kind of make those lines go up like that.
I just went and got my credit card.
Okay, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
To make those thinner lines. Absolutely. Yeah. For sure. And Beth, I know it's been what, a year since you had your heart attack? So you're
No, I didn't have a heart attack. I had open heart surgery.
open heart surgery.
Oh, wow.
It's gonna be 2 years in June.
Oh, wow. I'm late, but that's great.
Yeah, thank you. I'm coming along, and I finally
Yeah.
had no baseball or soccer or whatever, so I got to come. But I have to send you some email addresses because I have 2 friends that are waiting to get in, and they couldn't get in. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that was the link. It's the same link. Yeah, everybody.
I know. You know, this is my problem area. Computers.
Okay, let's go.
But I'm glad I'm in. Thank you.
All right, throw this out.
Okay, so I dip my, because I'm trying to use it as for a straight line. I just dip the tip of my brush in the black paint, and then I actually still kind of wipe it off a little bit on my palette so that I don't have too much paint. I might need more, but again, I always like to start with less. So let's see, I'm gonna start down here in the red area and just bring it up. And I'm gonna bring it up, and I want to make sure that all of my toppers are connected to a black tree trunk, because I don't want it to look like it's kind of floating. So I'm going to make sure that I bring that up. There, and bring it up. I'm going to bring it all the way up to those ones at the top. And see, I'm using actually, I might make them a little bit thicker because I'm looking in the camera and I can't really see them. I see them on my picture, but you guys might not be able to see. So I'm going to do a second line. I'm going to press down with my brush a little bit to make them thicker. So now, okay, great. You can see that one for sure. So I'm going to get this second one and do the same thing. And again, my trees are not straight, but these type of trees, I think it'd be okay if they were kind of straight. But just don't, how about not spacing them too even? And like my red is still wet, and that's okay because that black is gonna cover up all of it, because I just still a little bit of red on my tip of my brush. But I mean, it's okay. We're painting the black on top of there. So I'll have some toppers that are sitting kind of low here, and I'll make sure I'll just have a shorter trunk that reaches up to those, so it's still connected. We don't want any toppers to kind of look like they're floating. And then even if I don't make the tree trunks come from the bottom, I can make branches from the trees that are up here to connect any of those that still look like they're kind of floating. So just a little short, like a little couple branches to kind of get to those. Make sure everybody looks like they, every topper is coming from a, you guys see that I'll put it in closer where some of the tops of my trees, you can see I added another branch to kind of connect any of those that might be kind of out and a little wayward. Okay. And then like you could probably get carried away trying to add some branches. So I want to make sure that I don't get caught up in doing that. So I'm going to go down. I'm still working in my black. And add that black. And the black, what does the black do? All this red and yellow, the black gives it contrast. It breaks it all up a little bit. Just breaks it up so that it's not, doesn't just, kind of mute itself. So this corner here is going to be a solid corner. But again, it's still the top of that black. I'm still going to do it the same way that I did the red, where it still looks like it's toppers at the top of the black section, so that it's not just a solid black line all the way across. And it doesn't have to be even. And I'm not even, it doesn't have to be a solid black. It does have some variations in it. And I will also bring some of that black into on top of that red. And so my black is not solid on that red. You can see there's some red still peeking through. Come up here. Get some in there. I'm just trying to make sure it's light. Kind of breaking it up some. And I'm just dabbing the paint on there. So I don't want the black paint that I'm putting in the red section. I don't want it to be too heavy. So I'm just kind of dabbing it on there. Because I still want that red to be able to kind of show through. Some of that red to kind of show through. And then I'm also, just like the technique I'm using is just like the technique I used to do the tops of the trees, except now I'm using the black. So I'm not going to cover it completely, but we have a few in there. Some of my, I'm putting some areas here where I don't have a lot of black in my paint, but it still gives it some shadow there. And then again, you could probably add as much or as little as you like on that section too. That's my example where you can get in close. You can see some of it's darker. Some of it is not as dark. You can still see the red through that black. Like I still have a couple of yep. So I'm taking my pointer brush. I'm using black and I have some areas. Well, actually, I think I want to add some more toppers, thin toppers here in this section here. I see where I added a few here. I'm going to add a few more there. It's going to add just a little bit of red. I'm just going to put it right there on the tip. So I don't want them to be too heavy, but a few there. There we go. Not too much, just a few. And then I will add, you can see where I've added a few more. I'm going to take my pointer brush and I've added a couple more branches, smaller branches here, closer to that section. Well, in that area that's closest to the, I'm just going to dip my brush. Add a few. little shorter ones. There. All right, that blends in very well. And so this is a time, like I said, is you're putting the finishing touches on and you're just adding your little touch. I threw in some extra treetops over here, a little thinner section that's, you know, supposedly kind of set back. And then I added a few more branches or trees back there, just little small ones. And so this is a good time for you to say, okay, add this here to make this my painting. This is my little signature, little extra. And that's the time for you to good time to do that now. So you could definitely play with this one. Could do a lot with this one, change it up. Yeah, I'm not sure what that section over there, but that would be kind of considered. Broke it up with a little bit of yellow on top of that red.
I have to go back and actually paint this one. I wrote my notes on the back.
Okay. And then again, also I'm live streaming it to YouTube as well.
I have to remember that.
Mhm.
So someone could go to Purposeful Point on YouTube and get it
Yes.
tonight.
Yes, it's there now. I'm live there now. So it's recorded and it's set for public. So yeah, it'll stay there. Oh, so your friends can still paint it as well, right? They can.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. They were all ready and I don't know.
All right, Diane, I seen the one from last month, the blue one. This one's on the back of the blue one.
Almost only so much room in the house.
I totally understand. I'm struggling now with like, what am I gonna do with this? All of this stuff that I have. People talk about donating. I'm thinking about doing that to maybe some nursing homes like that, going in and getting rid of some paintings like that. When I do vending events, sometimes well, all the time I always sell them for $5. I set them on the table and sell them for $5, and I do sell a lot, but not all of them, because we've been doing this for 3 years, and at one point, the first 2 years, 4 times a month, that's a lot of paintings. And that's
Right.
double for me. I paint it first and then paint it with you guys, so it's a lot of paint.
Right.
Do we need a bird in the sky?
Oh, that would be nice. That would be cute. A M,
A little gull.
make a M. That will put a bird in the sky for you. Mhm. Like a really big humped M. Not like you're writing it on a piece of paper, but that kind of shape. That would be really cute, especially with black. It'd be black, so it kind of goes with our stays in our color scheme. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it on YouTube. And then if anyone, you don't have to, but if anybody is interested in showing their painting, that would we can do that. So YouTube. Okay.